Hello everyone and welcome to New Bike Day, or in my case New Old Bike Day, because yes, I bought the exact same bike I already ride. So if you see my previous video about the decision process of how I wanted to upgrade, but I was not sure what to get next or what bike I would be able to buy next. After all this process, I decided to buy the exact same bike to maintain my availability of the bike I really like, a Canyon Ultimate Rim Brake CF SL7. So I'm going to do a very quick unboxing, and there she is. Now, there are a lot of videos about unboxing Canyon products made in a very nice way. I didn't want to spend so much time in the actual unboxing, but more in showing you the difference between this new one and the one I've been already riding for almost 2 years now. So there she is, out of the box, perfectly clean, in a kind of virgin state where you know it's not going to last that long when you ride on the road. I haven't ridden yet, of course. Part of me wants to leave it like that, just to keep it as beautiful, as intact as it is, while I'm still riding the other one. Just touching on the buying process was extremely easy for me. When the bike was in stock, I got notified by not the actual Canyon website, but the Facebook group. The Facebook group is quite good. Straight away, one of the members said that there were new stock of Canyon Ultimate, and straight away I go on there and bought my Ultimate in rim brake. I know that these are not going to last. I knew that it was my last chance to get hold of a rim brake Ultimate. Ideally, I wanted to get hold of the 8, so the next one up with Ultegra and the integrated handlebar as standard. But a couple of things that, first of all, the bike wasn't in stock, and I have to say, overall, I'm happier with the 105. Being a heavier rider, I do prefer the fact that the 105 cranks are more solidly constructed than Holotech, Ultegra and Dura Ace. There were reported some, maybe not common, but some failures on the cranks, so I don't mind having a few grams more on the 105. And for the integrated cockpit, I do ride an integrated cockpit already on my other bike, and it's a 12 centimeter stem, while the one supplied on the Ultimate 8 was going to be a 11 centimeters. So it was going to be quite difficult then to swap again a integrated cockpit with another sides, and I really like the fact that this one has got the standard setup with stem and bar. I already had a spare 12 centimeter stem, so I will be riding on one bike the traditional setup and on another one the integrated cockpit. The bike inside the box is neatly packed, very easy to take it out, put the seat post in, untie the handlebar and put it back on. There's not much really intervention that you need to do, and on top of this you do have a beautiful set including a specific torque wrench, all the manuals you need, full bag with additional kits if you do need to run reflectors, a bell. There's really everything you need. Carbon paste for the assembly that I haven't used yet. It's such a simple way of buying a bike, putting it together and go for a ride straight away. I was surprised to see quite a few details changing from this particular one to the one I already have. And let me show you the details, starting from this immaculate cassette there. I think I'm going to leave it like that without touching it, because it's so beautiful when it's nice and shiny. The bike is provided with fulcrum Racing 900 wheels, basic aluminium wheels and standard Continental Grand Prix tires, and most of the customers maybe at this point will change the wheels as I did on the other one. Perfectly clean chain set as well, 105 as I mentioned. 5236 is the gearing, and I have to say is the best gearing I would recommend to anyone. It's not as low gear as the compact 5034. that will, I would say, not be in line with this bike, which is at the end of the day a race bike. The 52-36 will give you a quite fast speed on the flat and a good gearing for the heels, because at the end you do have an 1130 cassette. 36 at the front and 30 at the back will put you in the good gearing for most steep climbs. So I've been through all the Surrey hills, even the steepest climb, and I haven't had the problem. I will tell you when I will do the Stelvio how I felt. The beautiful shape of the bike is evident. It's the same, of course, design as the previous one. I do like this subtle aerodynamic feature. It's a classic looking bike, which I really like, but it does have some small adjustment of the frame for the aerodynamics. Is rounded on the down tube here. It's like, not sure whether it does anything, but definitely looks good. And quite smooth transition on the rear of the frame. So the design is fantastic. The new bike, the paint feels slightly rougher, maybe because the matte finish was at the beginning on the older bike like that as well. Now the older bike seems a bit shinier, maybe because I clean it up a little bit more, and you do lose progressively some of the rough matte finish. This is quite striking, the feature they changed the color of the bike. Everything, yes, it is stealth, but the bike doesn't have anymore the silver finish on the tube, as you can see on the previous one. This one that I bought used was a 2019 model, and it did have this silver finish, and I have to say the design of full matte I really like. I do prefer the bike, of course, in full grey, and between the two I got a slight preference on the new one on there. Combo for the stem and bar, really good, aluminium one, of course. Very good quality and fantastic wrapping for the tape. Canyon does have this beautiful tape. I don't think you can even buy aftermarket, but as you can see, it's really well laid up. The lizard skin I put on my previous one is very nice, starting to wear already. I know the lizard skin is not that durable. The feel is fantastic, but yes, it's already wearing out a little bit on the corner. Other small details, they already applied some helicopter tape for the cable. I don't know whether I need it, because the previous bike doesn't have them, and I didn't experience any rubbing on the cables on the older bike. What I really like is how the cables are neatly position in front of the tube. Yes, having cables in the front of your bike is currently a recurring argument between cyclists. I don't really mind having the cables, much easier to work on the bike, and I do like the fact they are bunched together in front. Giants, for example, they do have the cable running outside and they are much more visible, so I don't mind having cables on my bike. I do prefer the simplicity of the cables, and I don't really like spending so much more money just for the sake of having the cables integrated, and at the end of the day, at my level, they're not going to save me any time on the road. This bike is supplied with a basic Selle Italia saddle. I'm riding a Novus Boost, the discontinued model, on my normal bike, and I'm going to change this as soon as possible, as I already have a replacement in stock. The Ultimate CFL 7 comes with a almost inline seat post. The better version comes with a seat post that's got a little bit more setback. I don't mind, because I do like to ride quite straight in line. I don't have much setback anyway on my current setup on my Ultimate, and I'm quite comfortable with that. Both bikes come with 175 cranks, which I have to say are the ones that I really like. I'm going to do another mention in a different video about crankset, because when the Merida I had a problem on the cranks because they didn't have stock of my measure. I had to run with 165 and I didn't really like the experience. I will tell you more about later. So I'm back on 175 on all my bikes. Another small element that has changed is the bottom bracket. Now the new bike, as you can see, it's got that kind of threaded bracket. It's a Ninja Light from Token. The bike comes with the BB86 press fit standard, but I think this is a hybrid design which can be screwed in, while the previous bike does feature a classic Shimano bottom bracket. Not sure the benefit of the changing the design, but yeah, that's the new one that comes with the new Ultimate. One of the main reasons for me to choose rim brakes is of course to achieve a riding weight with the minimum investment. So this is what I really like about the Canyon Ultimate. Fantastic design, great weight, and very good to upgrade and get to a almost race standard without investing that much money. Let's check first what the weight is for the bike and if it's accurate to what Canyon actually tells you on their website. This is a size large, no pedals, straight out it came off the box. About 7.8. Yeah, less than 7.8, 7.78, exactly how Canyon describes the bike in size medium. So I have to say the weight is very accurate to what Canyon mentioned on their spec. In comparison, the same bike with different wheels and different cockpit and saddle comes up at not even 7.4. So you can see that with some upgrade, in my case not hugely expensive. For example, the wheels now are less than 500 pounds, the cockpit around 300 pounds, and you do get a really competitive base that will get you going really well. So this is the key point for me, getting to a very competitive weight without big investment and, more importantly, without any exotic components, which is, for a heavy rider like me, a very good plus in terms of longevity on the bike. Now the question remains, why did I buy a second one and jeopardize my relationship in the family? I still don't know, but I think I've done the right decision because these bikes are disappearing. Right or wrong, the industry has moved on. The new Ultimate will be announced soon and it's not going to be with rim brakes, which is personally a bit sad because at the end of the day you do have simplicity. The bike feels very fast and reactive. You get to a decent weight without spending a lot of money. I don't come down the state view very often in the wet, so these brakes, in my personal opinion, I reserved on the Merida that I used to go to work when it pours down in rain. These bikes, with two bikes, I can run different projects. So maybe one of the bike could be slightly more oriented to the winter riding with different set of tires, the wheels that are already running, and the new one could benefit with maybe better components. I might switch the integrated carbon handlebar to this one, maybe get even better wheels, I don't know. Or keep this one as it is, like new old stock, in a good preserved state, just in case the previous one fails. One thing for sure, I need to get rid of the box because my wife is about to kill me. I will decide later how to set them up. Maybe also I could run some more invasive maintenance on this one. Maybe the headset bearings, I can start on my own to work on that while I do have another bike as a backup. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. I'll always try to respond to everyone. If you do like to subscribe to the channel, I will be extremely happy. Next, I will possibly look at the wheels on this bike, whether to get the same one or different ones, or keep the aluminum ones for the rainy days. Thanks again for watching, guys. Yes, that was new, old, ultimate bike day. I'll see you to the next video. Ciao.